ready to have some fun?
Ready.
Hey, everybody. I'm super
Hello.
excited to be on today. We have a very, very, very special show. Health and wellness brought to you today by some spectacular speakers. We're going to allow some of the speakers to start getting ready. I know they had some amazing days today, and I really want to say thank you guys for being on. As we allow everybody to come in, we're going to open up in a few minutes, so don't go anywhere. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. This is the
We're supposed to start moving, right?
Yeah, right. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Stories. We're bringing it to you right now. Hello, everybody. My name is Anthony Rosa. I am also known as Mr. Remedy. And today you are on the Roundtable Remedy. So what a pleasure it is to have you on. And I have some amazing speakers with me today. I have some great friends that are taking the time to share some amazing things with you. And today we have a very special topic. We're talking about change and action. And I'm going to allow these professionals today to talk a little bit about what makes them so amazing. So in speaker rotation, I would love to bring on my good friend, Dr. Alex, to tell us who you are, where you're calling from, and why you're so passionate about what you do.
Thank you, Anthony, for having me on the show. Thank you for all my colleagues here. And my name is Dr. Alex Hernandez. I'm a chiropractor. I've been practicing for 15 years. I've been a patient of chiropractic for all those 15 years. I was inspired by pretty bad injuries that I sustained in car accidents. My chiropractor really inspired me to become the next chiropractor. He is still practicing, probably about 5 years from retirement. And what lights me up about being a chiropractor is how we could change so many people's lives without using any drugs, without any surgery, and we really make an impact on them and empower them with their health. I'm from North Bergen. I've been here for 15 years, and Anthony's a patient of mine, and he's doing quite well this week. So that's it.
Thank you so much. And then next in our speaker rotation, we have I am Shane Timberlake, fitness man himself. I'm super excited. Thank you so much. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're calling from?
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Who I am, I have a personal fitness exercise specialist, man. Like Dr. Alex, I had injury myself that inspired me to actually want to personally train other people and get their mindset right to get their bodies right. So I've been training about maybe 5 years now, and I'm trying to get to the next level, maybe college and personal training with more specific exercises. And I'm just excited to get to the next level, man. I'm ready for it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining. And then the next in rotation, we have Dr. Yasmin.
Hi, everyone. It's so nice to be on here with all of these power players. I am a physical therapist. I've been one for the last 6 years. I love what I do. I, like Dr. Alex shared, I'm more on the holistic end. And I love having a relationship with my patients, helping them with a lifestyle change that they're going to be able to take with them forever. And then I also have my health and wellness business, again, helping people flourish, helping them be empowered, and also just understanding that they are what they put on their body and what they put in their body, and that everything is connected. So I'm excited to share with you guys some information, and I'm going to pass it back to you, Anthony.
Awesome. And then, we have a power player to close our show. We have Michael Peluso from True Living, truly an inspiration. Just listening to him and picking up his energy is super contagious. So, Michael, where are you calling from? And tell us a little bit about why you're so passionate about what you do.
Oh, thank you, Anthony. It's really an honor to be on the show with such amazing people. Anthony shared, for those of you guys that are tuning in, Anthony has spoken so highly of everybody that's here. You're definitely going to want to stick around. Yeah, so I'm tuning in from Hunterdon County, New Jersey, right on the Delaware River. What's happening, everybody that's here? Yeah, we love it. It's absolutely beautiful. I too I have a background as a holistic health practitioner, studied neurosomatic therapy, studied under a gentleman named Paul Czech practitioner, and I use all my background to help entrepreneurs create a healthy lifestyle, right? So my thing, I also, my family was a marketing agency, and I have a background, you know, as a lifetime entrepreneur. So we kind of combined everything, and our main game is to help you get healthy, right? And to design your lifestyle around a business that design a business around having like that freedom lifestyle. So I'm excited, guys. I think we've got an amazing group of people that are listening to us that are definitely going to be showing us some love tonight, right? And
Yes,
thank you, Anthony, for hosting us. This is great.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, talking about that love, you know, we're going to have some giveaways, guys. So those that are watching, you know, we have some giveaways. But in order to qualify for some of these giveaways, we need you to interact at home. So I know Dr. Alex, he's going to be offering some free consultations. I know Shane is going to be offering some free consultations along with some fitness kits from Dr. Yasmin. And you're going to have some mastermind sessions with Michael Peluso. And you can have a financial literacy review with myself. And so to hit these marks, guys, we need to hit some targets, okay? So we have some free giveaways for you guys. I want to say complimentary community gifts, to be exact. But as we're talking about some of these gifts, guys, I know sometimes we're troubled with a lot of things. You know, weaknesses. Do I have any? I'm nothing but weakness. I'm not naturally strong. I'm not naturally fast or flexible. I'm certainly not the smartest person in the world. I get emotionally over stupid things. And I do sometimes eat the wrong food. I don't sleep enough. I procrastinate. I waste time. I care too much about meaningless things and not enough about the important things. If you're with me, please like, comment, share right now. My ego is too big. My mind is too small, often trapped inside itself. I have one thing to share with you guys. And what I'm really trying to say is that if you're looking to make a change, it starts today. So how are we going to do this? I'm super excited that Dr. Alex is going to talk to us a little bit more about how we can handle some of this pain, literally, that we're feeling inside, and that weakness from our physical nature. So Dr. Alex, it's all about you. Thank you so much for coming on. And we're going to all be removing ourselves from the show.
Okay. All right, everyone. So thank you for tuning in. What I like to do is, you know, I'm a hands-on person, and I want to leave you with two things that you could do as to what's happening with this pandemic and how it's been affecting all of us. Everyone, I don't know anybody that has not gone through a very stressful time, whether it's at home, your job, everything changing. I could personally tell you that my routines had to change drastically. So my son stopped going to school. Our babysitter couldn't come in anymore. My wife had to stop working. So there's a myriad of things that had to change, and that all caused stress on me, my body, and pretty much it affected the flow that I had going. And many people have been experiencing that, and we've all been left to basically reinvent ourselves through April and May and try to figure things out without any kind of playbook. And that has caused a great deal of not only mental stress, but physical stress on our bodies. So what have people done? What trends have I seen in the last 2 months? People have been working excessively on their computers. They've been working in environments that are not suited to actually perform the work that they are typically used to, like the right monitor, the right desk, the right ambiance. You got kids in the background screaming. You got people yelling. There's 5 people in the house when there was at one time 1 person in the home. So all of that has created levels of stress. And what I thought about to share with you today is people have been doing a lot of sitting, a lot of computer work, remote learning on top of their school, etc. So what's happening is people are doing, I want to just put this up as close as I can here. People have been sitting in front of their computer, and this is exactly what they look like. They're hunching over their desk. They're creating a lot of pressure on their spine. And not only are they creating pressure on their spine, but they're also creating pressure on their organs. And this is causing a loss of energy into their bodies. And what people have been doing is, and I'm going to turn this way, they've been hunching over their desks and they're doing this. And little do you know, by 4 or 5 hours, that starts to deplete your energy. And instead of you having great focus, you are actually losing your energy. So what I wanted to show you today is what could you do? The number one tip is you got to make sure that if you are working at home in front of your computer, that you are taking frequent breaks. Every person should take a break at least every 5 or 7 minutes and walk around. There's plenty of studies that will tell you that just getting up and taking some frequent breaks will actually give you more focus, more energy, and it'll charge your body back up. So that's the one tip I want to give you. The second tip is you got to have a working station. So right now, as I stood up, this is a working station, and this has been in vogue and popular, but it really, really takes a lot of pressure off of your back, off of your shoulders, and you get to be more productive. In fact, I gave this tip to my accountant, and he bought a specific desk with a standing workstation, and now he tells me that he spends about 70% of the time in the standing workstation and maybe 30% of the time on the sitting station. So get yourself a standing desk. And then the last thing I want to leave you with is a couple of exercises to help you. So when our posture gets poor, what do we do again? Our shoulders go forward, we start to slouch, and our head goes forward. So that's what we call the forward head posture syndrome. And let me see if I can turn this around and show you a couple of things that you can do. So here you go. So one of the things you could do is what we call wall angels, okay? And the exercise is very simple. You go to your wall. Everybody knows what a snow angel is. This is a wall angel. So you're going to put your arms this way, and you're going to go ahead and do a wall angel. By doing this, you are going to help yourself unleash all of this pressure that you got going on here. And then the second thing you're going to do is you're going to stretch out your pecs. And basically what you're going to do is, again, against the wall, and you're going to stretch this way, and you're going to do the same to the other side. All right. By doing these two things and following these tips, this is going to help you gain that energy, regain your focus, and that's what I want to leave you with tonight. All right, Anthony, take it away.
Awesome. Wow. Dr. Alex, those are some amazing tips, and I really appreciate you coming on, guys. If you got some value there, we want you to comment now. Tell us your story. If you were in a car accident, or if you were in a sports injury, if you were in a concussion, we want to know. We feel your pain. When I was in his office a couple days ago, I saw a lady with what is it called, doctor? With
it's a cervical collar, neck collar.
The neck collar, and I was just taken back. Like, I have pain in my back. I saw one of your stations, some guy had his head with something with lasers, kind of like lining up his head. You can tell me a little bit more about what the science behind so a lot of the equipment that you have there. But the point is, guys, is we're offering some free consultations. We have to hit our levels, though. We wanted 10 shares and 100 comments. We hit 100. We hit 10 shares, but we haven't hit 100 comments yet. So, Dr. Alex, I know that we're offering 4 packages for assessments. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So the first thing in coming in to get a session is, number one, what do we do? I want to know what's important to you and what is it that you need to fix. If you have a problem, I'm a problem solver. So if you have a problem, you tell me, okay, what is going on with you? For example, if you have ongoing neck pain for 10 years, we're going to do a thorough examination. I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of questions regarding your neck pain, how it started, how it affects your life. And that's the first thing. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to do a full examination. So we're going to do your range of motion. We're going to check your flexibility. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to test your muscles. We're going to see what's strong, what's weak. And then the third thing is, if we need to do it, what's going to happen is we will take some x-rays. And once we get those x-rays, we can determine exactly what's causing your pain, what's causing your dysfunction. And that's how we're going to help you solve your problem. So that's what an assessment at my office looks like.
I just want to address my friend Dawn. She had wrote this now, that my spine is destroyed, 3 discs completely gone, all the nuclei herniated, 8 bulges. I'm sorry, I can only imagine that. Listen, Dawn, make sure that you reach out to myself and we can kind of set you up with one of those assessments, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to segue our next speaker in, and Shane, I know you can attest to a lot of the things that Dr. Alex was talking about. But Dr. Alex, I'm going to transition you out, and thank you so much for being on. Shane, I know that you're coming off of, your own special journey, and kind of going through physical training and kind of becoming the trainer that you are now. I want to say thank you so much for coming on, and it's all about you right now. So, please tell us, how can we, handle the stress a little bit and get a little bit healthier?
All right. First of all, thank you, Dr. Alex. Those tips are very useful. People like you and Dr. Yasmin, you guys, if somebody has specific types of injuries, I always make sure I refer them to folks like you guys so we can properly exercise. So when it comes to stress, especially during a period like this, we're all stuck in the house. Some people are used to gyms, and we do have higher stress levels from not being able to move like we want to. But there's certain things that you can get your mind off of the daily stresses, small steps, right? In order to get your body right and healthy and all that good stuff, it all starts with the mind, right? We have to get your mind right in a specific place in order for everything to transfer to the rest of your body. One huge thing that I want to tell everybody, I tell a lot of my clients, and you want to get like some type of vision board, right? Shout out to my co-coach Shauna, that I coach at F45. She's always preaching vision boards, and I bought into that whole concept. Now, what a vision board is, you set out these plans. If you want to have six-pack abs by then, if you want to go to a specific school by a certain time, if you want to be in a certain movie, visualize it, put it on a board. So now you have a visual in front of yourself as well as your mind locked in. Now, as soon as you reach that locked in stage, you can start writing down your goals. In my phone, I actually have my vision board as my home screen. So every time I go onto my phone, you might not be able to see it well. I have my vision board, it's swollen right on my phone. So every time I feel like I'm slipping, getting stressed out, and feel like things are unattainable, I look right onto my phone and I get right on my vision board and I look at my goals and quotes and goals. And I always refer to those to make sure that I'm not overly stressing myself out. These things are attainable and I'm ready to take the next step. Now, like Dr. Alex said, my way to describe how I got into this whole thing in general, because I was mentally messed up and stressed out due to tearing both my patellar tendons. All right, my femoral patellar tendon, which is right on top of the knee. I tore both. I had to come back from it. The first one almost killed me, and from having a blood clot in the lung from not moving. So that mental stress really piled on, but then I snapped out of it. I got to it, and I made sure to keep going. Second time around, I knew from the first time to get these things together, and I was in a positive mind state. Now, if I would have stayed negative, who would have known where I'd be to this day? But a positive mindset, wanting to be healthy, wanting to influence people around me to actually be better, be healthier. It's kind of how I offset, my journey. So let me go back to these quotes. Now, they're just quotes. They could be small or big, but I always say a little bit of words can affect you in a big way. One of my favorite quotes that I live by is, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take," by the great hockey player Wayne Gretzky. Some people are always stressed out in their mind not to take the next step. But how you know where you can go if you never take the first shot or the next step in the first place? So that's always big, man. You always want to make sure that your mind is locked in, get your vision board, get a plan. If you're injured, you go to people like Dr. Alex, Dr. Yasmin. You go get yourself right, then you come to people like me, then I'll know how to assess what's going on with you. We'll get you in shape, get your goals in line, get your diet together. Or I don't call it a diet, I call it a lifestyle, because the diet is temporary. The diet is temporary. So I call it the summer body forever kind of mind terminology. Once again, in my mind, I want to make sure that I'm ready forever. It's just healthy. And if you're healthy, your world around you just starts to become, you invite healthier people, no toxic energy. So that's my big thing when it comes to being unstressed and having a healthy mindset, is that if you have that, you influence other people with that as well.
I'm a firm believer of vision board. I think Michael Peluso is going to talk a little bit about that later on, as far as like manifesting and creating, through your imagination and that positive mindset. I love that logic, Shane, and I'm sure that has got you through a lot of personal, trials and tribulations that you went through, just not losing your mindset. Right. Can you talk a little bit about, some, like, I know I got to run. I know I got to eat good. I know I probably should work out, but I just don't do it. Right. So if I don't have that spark, if I don't have that positive mindset, if I don't have that vision board, if I don't have that accountability partner or, that emotional connection, I don't have that pushed, what is just a couple workouts? What can I do? Can I do, some stretches in the bed, simple workouts. Can you talk us through, some simple workouts?
All right, simple workouts. First of all, I would say just give yourself a nice 10-minute timer. I'm big on time. Sometimes people don't go by time because they feel like they'll be under a time constraint. But give yourself a nice little 10 minutes. Stretching first thing in the morning is amazing. Remember, you're getting out of bed. You were in one position. I don't know. I sleep funny sometimes on my stomach. I don't know. But certain people sleep certain ways. And when you wake up, you're already stretched. Your body. So first thing I recommend people to do is stretch. Right? That's the first thing. You want to get nice and limber. You want to loosen up those limbs. Make sure that everything is nice and ready to go. Simple things such as you can give yourself 25 jumping jacks, 25 sit-ups, little small things that get your heart rate going, because a lot of people that don't exercise end up suffering from coronary heart disease, which is, a disease of the heart where you get clogged up, you're stressed out. Like you said, you're not doing small things, you're eating bad. So little small exercises get you jogging. Now, when you start to exercise, you think to yourself, maybe I should eat good because I don't want that exercise to go to waste. So it all draws a correlation to each other. It's all a positive domino effect. I stretched, I did some simple jumping jacks, I did some crunches, I tried my best at push-ups. You have mountain climbers. There's certain things I can put you guys onto that only take maybe 20 minutes of your day. 20 minutes of your day. That and an adequate diet would make it simple, because a lot of people get stressed. A lot of people get overwhelmed. So the key to not getting overwhelmed, pick 5 exercises that you're going to do daily. 10-minute stretch, 5 exercises that you can do daily. Set that minute timer. Run those 3 times a piece. All right. You got to let your body get jogged into the motion. Nothing ever really works one time. So you want to give your body a chance to get acclimated to that exercise. And when you feel like you hit that plateau in those exercises, either you ramp up the time on the exercises or give yourself another 5 new exercises. So that's just be basic. Don't be difficult, man. 5. Give yourself 5 exercises.
Hey, so Shane, we have a question. I think that someone also had a full knee replacement. Okay. And this is definitely a question down your alley. And this person probably sounds a little bit about you. It's my homegirl, Dawn, again. She really doesn't want to go to the hospital. So, Shane, what do you recommend going through this journey once before?
All right. So what I did was, first of all, I do a lot of hot cold therapy because I haven't had a knee replacement. And that is big. I do a lot of hot cold therapy. I know Dr. Yaz is listening right now. This is her expertise right now. But I did a lot of hot and cold to increase mobility, take down swelling. And if I did want to strengthen my legs, I don't do anything without assistance. I used to do a lot of things off of a chair. So if you want to strengthen your quads, I would recommend strengthening your hamstrings, which in turn helps strengthen the knee. So some hamstring exercises, or maybe doing something called box squats. All right. You want to get a chair that allows you to sit at a 90-degree angle, nothing too low. 90-degree angle, you're just going to sit down and stand up in that chair. If it's too weak, you can hold on a table or a wall for assistance until eventually you'll be able to drop that crutch. So hot cold therapy, take down the swelling, increase the mobility, take some of that pain away, and do very small exercises like even calf raises, some box squats off a chair. And when you start to feel like you're getting stronger, you can add small weights, a book, 5-pound weight, 10-pound weight, so on and so forth. So if she wants to speak afterwards as well, then I can definitely assist in that.
Well, I was about to segue into that, guys. So you guys are all watching right now. You're hearing it on the round table. Please, if you want a consultation, you can either put your email in the comment section. You can reach out to me directly, or I'm sure you're going to see, Shane's information somewhere along the line on the post. Just reach out to him directly. Okay, guys, we're going to be offering 4 consultations. So we have 4 consultations from Dr. Alex for an assessment. We have 4 consultations from Shane. And right now is actually going to be a perfect segue to bring up Dr. Yasmin. And hi, Dr. Yasmin. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Anthony. Thank you for putting this together. Shane, that was a perfect segue. I actually, funny enough, we just figured out that we were all going to be on this together. And I met Shane over at Ghost Training Facility. And it's crazy because we have done like a wellness talk for some of the clients. And it was great to have a personal trainer that was so just open and just a wealth of information to really help his clients get to the next level. And it wasn't just about running that 5 miles. So I just want to just say thank you for being a personal trainer that really invests in their clients, and speaking on knee injuries and, a knee replacement. Don't be scared. I treat many of them. And so there is, sometimes it is actually much more relief and much less pain. And it's quality of living. So that's where I'm going to explain where I come in as a physical therapist, because we are movement specialists. And so we really work with the patient functionally. We work to enhance their quality of life. We work to create a relationship with them so that we know and understand what they are looking for. And we educate, we empower, we give home exercises so that you can go to a personal trainer and take your journey further. And that's the beautiful part. So this is a great connection between all of the professionals on this call.
Definitely.
Yeah, I must say, I find it amazing that we just kind of created this cast of speakers, because, we're dealing from, you're able to speak on sports injuries and, post-operative care and, work injuries. And, I love that, you're all about, living in the mind and body and skin. And so I love, and I can't wait for you to talk to us a little bit more about some of your plant-based, suggestions and recommendations, because I can only imagine that, how you, and conversations with you, how, you like to work on the holistic, point of view on how to empower people. I'm super excited to hear what you have to say. So, Shane, thanks so much. Don't go anywhere. But thank you, Dr. Yasmin. And again, if anybody has any questions, please engage. And if you want a consultation from Yasmin, please make sure you put your email. So without further ado, I'm going to take myself out now.
Hi, guys. Okay. Thank you so much, Anthony. I just want to reiterate what physical therapy is, because so many times people are a little wary or confused. So I'm going to give you the textbook definition. So physical therapy is for preservation, enhancement, restoration of movement and physical function impaired or threatened by disease, injury, or disability that utilizes exercise, modalities, assistive devices, and patient education and training. And so, guys, when in doubt, do come to a physical therapist, because it can sometimes be preventative and rehabilitative. So just some common injuries, right, with physical therapy. And I promise I'll tie this into the whole plant-based, because I really just want you guys to understand that health is a whole picture. It's when I have a patient come into the clinic, I'm not just treating a knee. I'm making sure that I know their lifestyle. I make sure that I'm empowering them to make maybe healthier choices, to then create a better mindset, to invest in their health, maybe to have better eating habits. So it's all encompassing and all interconnected. So common medical conditions, lymphedema, sports injuries, back and neck pain, osteoporosis, limited range of motion, headaches, vertigo. So these are things that I've seen. And I do get a lot of post-surgical. So, as far as the knee replacement, great success. Surgery has progressed tremendously. So rehabilitation is definitely something that I do think that is definitely helpful. So I want to just go into inflammation, right? Because when I see a patient come in, especially with like a chronic pain, chronic back pain, maybe some osteoarthritis, and they think like this is just normal, right? This is just the process of aging. Don't think that, right? You can always change your environment and always make small steps in the right direction. So I just want to show, research is showing that chronic inflammation may be the common factor in many diseases, and it may be the groundwork, right, for things like cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, autoimmune diseases such as RA, so rheumatoid arthritis, and lupus. And so inflammation can be indicated by 4 key factors: heat, pain, redness, and swelling. So I just share this because often we're not making the connection maybe with some of the symptoms that we're showing, with some of the systemic issues that we might be dealing with. So a healthy diet and lifestyle can keep that inflammation under control. So again, we want to support our immune system, right? Especially during this time. Guys, you are your own health advocate. I always tell people, no one is a better doctor than you are to you. And when you go to the doctor, make sure that you advocate for yourself, including when people come into my office. So I want to just say, make sure that you're getting your vitamins, your vitamin A, your C, your D, your glutamine, your DHA, your zinc, copper, iron, magnesium, the list goes on. Avoid simple sugars, processed foods, and junk food. Eat the rainbow, right? Increase alkaline foods and antiviral foods. Simple Google will show you. And of course, I can help you get fresh air and light, move your body, sleep, mindfulness, and joy. And so it's wonderful because we're all discussing that. And just reach out because there's healthcare professionals and personal trainers and so many people that really just want to make sure that you get the best help. So let's talk about also gut health, right? So what is gut health? It's basically the whole interconnection of bacteria. There's trillions of bacteria that live in your GI tract, and it helps to protect the body from infection and regulate metabolism and your immune system. Your gut is your second brain, right? And so it's so important to take care of your gut health, and I'll touch more on that. 80% of your serotonin is formed in your gut, and 75% of your immunity is reliant on your gut. So guys, if you're not consuming things that are serving you and things that are anti-inflammatory and addressing gut health, and I'll go into it, you're really not taking care of yourself in the best way possible. So it's important to take care of your GI tract because, again, it can be linked to health diseases and just mental clarity, right? Mental health, which, again, we all have to just take care of during this time, especially with what we're going through. We have never been through something like this. So, along with the pandemic and along with COVID-19, right, we're seeing all the other things that are happening in the world, right? And we just want to make sure that we're taking care of mind, body, and skin. So you only can control that at this point. So I want to cover some nutritional supplements that I incorporate into my life to ensure that I address the gut health, address inflammation, as well as promote an alkaline environment. And we know this already, right? So anti-inflammatory diet, it's reducing the high saturated and trans fats. It's avoiding foods that contain hydrogenated oils, limit sugary foods and refined carbohydrates, and really limit some of the cooking oils that are high in omega-6. So again, if you have questions, please let me know. And you can also, of course, there's a wealth of information that you can research. So a line that I have been using is Arbonne, right? And so Arbonne has this 30 Days to Healthy Living program. And it really taught me how to have a healthy relationship with food, avoid things that were acidic, inflammatory, and addictive, and really just create a healthy, sustainable lifestyle change so that I knew what I was putting in my body. And so that it fueled me. So if you have further questions on that, I can definitely share a little bit more. But it really is just not some quick fix. And like, I think it was Shane that said, it's not diet, it's lifestyle change. Because when you have this as a lifestyle change and you learn what is sabotaging you and learn how your body's supposed to feel and intuitively eat, it really impacts you, again, with the stress, again, with gut health, again, with inflammation, and also mental clarity and brain health. So again, if you have questions about certain things that I covered, please let me know.
That you hit a lot of great points, just about, consuming foods that, serve you and some amazing solutions. And I love the fact that you hit us with some real science too. You made us think. That may have flown over a lot of people's heads, but if it flew over your head, then great. Like I said, you should be taking notes. You should have your piece of paper and pen. I speak to these casts on a daily basis, but I'm still taking notes and learning every single day. So Dr. Yasmin, I like to have my cereal date at night, and I'm guilty of my cookies and milk, as many of us are guilty pleasures. How can we have a balance of, the mix of foods that serve us, but also the foods that, you know what I'm trying to say?
Our comfort.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a very good question. So I like to always just say, you can always retrain how you like your cravings. You can always retrain your tongue. And people get weirded out when I say that. But what I want to say is that food is fuel, right? So the purpose of food is to fuel your body and to burn it so that it's for energy, right? So such things as cookies, and I'm all about balance, right? But I always say, make sure that you know how your body is responding to food, because if you don't give it a chance to just kind of like reset, eliminate things that might not be serving you, things that are inflammatory, addictive, acidic for at least 30 days, and then you slowly reintegrate those things, you can then say, okay, well, every time I have this cookie, this is how I feel. Or every time I have cereal, this is how I feel. Or, you know, every time I have dairy, so that you learn, okay, well, this is how my body, my mind, you know, my digestion is going to be impacted once I add those things back in. So when you just give yourself the time to kind of just pull back, let your body do its job, and then slowly reincorporate some of those comfort foods, you could still have an 80-20 diet where 80% of the time you eat clean, avoiding some of those things that are not serving you, and then 20% of the time, you know, indulging, but then you learn, okay, what is sabotaging me? And then you'll see the more that you are consuming a cleaner diet that maybe you're feeling so much better with, then you're going to crave those better things, and then maybe like put to the side some of those things that are not serving you. So I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a question from Pratibha. I'm going to bring her in right now. What about, I always eat fruits for breakfast, and that is always in the morning before 10 a.m. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's a great way to break your fast. I always say breakfast is break your fast. And, you know, things that are fruits, I tend to lean towards like the berries because they're high in antioxidants, alkaline fruit, and low in sugar. So, you know, sugar gets a bad rap, but coming from a fruit is obviously good for you.
Okay, so I think we have one more question. I said, I have a question for Dr. Yasmin, that can we eat fruits any time of the day, or is it important to eat in the morning as an empty stomach? Oh, that's a good question.
No, you can eat fruits at any time of the day. Sometimes I also say, if you were to crave something sweet after dinner, that's something that you can substitute instead of that cookie or that piece of chocolate. Don't get me wrong, dark chocolate's great for you, but it is something to like kind of curb that craving.
Right. And so that's a perfect segue, you know, to, you know, bring on, you know, Michael Peluso from True Living, where we're talking about, you know, the mindset now, right? So Dr. Alex, he talked to us about the body and the pains and, you know, certain stretches that we can do. You know, Shane talked to us about, you know, the mindset and having a vision board, and, you know, what can we do as far as, you know, little workouts from home. You know, you came in and you delivered amazing information on, you know, the different types of foods and how the foods should fuel us. You know, now in the mindset, you know, it's really all about what we can do. And today it's all about making a change. And don't laugh that we're going to be having the Rocky theme song in the back right now. But I really want you guys to think, we're closing the show now. We're rounding third base. But I know that Michael Peluso is going to come in hot, and he's going to deliver a great message. So, guys, if you don't have a piece of paper and pen right now, I highly recommend you go get a piece of paper and pen. And Dr. Yasmin, before I let you go, I just want to give everybody a chance to say thank you, like, comment, and engage right now. If you would like a free consultation or a consultation, you know, from any of our speakers, make sure that you're dropping your information, your email. So, Yasmin, don't go anywhere, but I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You know,
I love it. You know, everybody out there, you guys got to give Anthony a round of applause for being an absolute amazing freaking host. You know, bringing positive energy, and everybody that's been on this show has just been absolutely phenomenal, right? Oh my God, I'm so thank you. So I know that everybody that's sitting there, that's backstage, has been on there. Dr. Al, every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for sharing everything that you did today, because I'm seriously, it couldn't be a better reminder of how important the body is, right? So I just, you know, like I really believe in a team approach, and talk about an amazing team, right? Anthony, you're amazing.
We hit on some amazing topics, and, you know, before I let you kind of just go off on your own right now, I just want to remind everybody, please, We want you guys to engage and speak to these professionals. We have doctors here, we have experts here, we have professional personal trainers, so utilize the network. Earlier today, Michael, you had invited me on your closed mastermind group, and I want to say thank you. Just the way that you train the mindset, especially for business owners, because for business owners, we could be doing a lot of the wrong things. And let me tell you something, a lot of business owners think that they're doing a lot of the right things. But let me tell you, you're wrong. Okay. And if you think that you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And so I want to make sure that you guys are taking notes, because if you're not taking notes, let me tell you something, note takers are money makers. So without further ado, I'm going to give you my boy, Mr. Peluso from True Living, and rock it out, my brother.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much. And Anthony, I'm going to ask you to jump in here and cut me off, because it's hard for me to see the time. And when I get into things, I get into things, and I'm certainly passionate about what I'm about to share with you. Now, before I begin, I just want to circle back to just the importance of having a team approach when it comes to your health. Every person that you heard from today is an absolutely a remarkable, extraordinarily skilled human being. And you should be working with a personal trainer, working with a chiropractor. When you get injured, working with a physical therapist, and not even just when you're injured, right? Balancing your posture is one of the main and one of the most important things that you could do. One of the things that I want to touch base on here that a lot of people overlook is the relationship that we have with our body, right? And I know that when I say the relationship that we have with our body, like, what does that mean? I want to invite you into a conversation about the relationship that you have with your body, because when we say, well, what do we have in a relationship with? Like, what does that mean? My body, all right, I feel it, like, how does that work? So we're going to speak a little bit about that. We're also going to speak a little bit about time management. I don't know if I'll be able to share my screen at all with this platform, Anthony. I think I will be able to, but I'm going to show you a special tip for you to be able to synthesize all of the absolute amazing information that you've heard this evening into a streamlined process to be able to integrate it. Because tonight's theme is having a relationship with your body, being healthy, and taking things into action. Right? In other words, it isn't going to happen unless you take action. And let's face it, we've all got conflicted schedules. And you go out there, honey, I'll be done. I'll be done, and I'll be in the kitchen for dinner at 5 o'clock, and then 5 o'clock, 4:45 rolls by, and you get like a fire drill phone call. And so today we're going to kind of address that a little bit too. So what I'm hoping to give you is the vessel for a lot of the information that you've heard today. So first, I want to go back to that relationship that we have with our body. Now, it's very interesting, particularly as entrepreneurs, is whatever game you're playing, whatever mission you're up to in the world, if you were to be really honest with yourself and take a look, you might notice that when things are going well, when things are going the way that you want them to, everything's good. There's no feedback other than feeling good. And so if you think about things in that way, if you imagine balance, if you think about balance, there's this interesting thing that takes place, an interesting perception about balance that we can consider in this conversation. And it might be a little bit confusing, but let me get into it a little bit more. Just consider that when it comes to balance, when you are balanced, there's no feedback. Just consider that. Like when you're riding a bike, like you're going, things are going good, right? And you don't really have any feedback until all of a sudden you might fall, and then there's physiological feedback. So what happens is there becomes this interesting phenomenon, which is we tend to have this experience of yo-yoing. I'm good until I'm not good, and now that I'm not good, I go the other direction. So we begin to have this pendulum effect. I go through life. I get excited about what I'm doing, and then I overwork, and then all of a sudden I'm exhausted, right? I'm feeling really good about my health, so I'm going to go party this weekend, and I'm going to drink too much, and then you drink too much, and then you're in your head about drinking too much, and then you get back on the bandwagon the next couple of days as you work off the hangover, and then you're feeling great, so you go back out and party on the weekend. And that's a large example, but I want to just shrink this down a little bit, because if you look at different things inside of your life, this is a very common habit, right? What I'm saying is there is no feedback to balance. When you're really feeling good, you're really feeling good. And the best feedback you get is feeling really good. So the goal here today is to give your brain something to really look at when it comes to balancing your life, okay? Something tangible, something you can touch, something that you could be accountable to, some of the amazing practitioners that you've spoken to today. And for me, that is my schedule. My schedule allows me to perform at a high level. It takes into consideration my exercise program. It takes into consideration my meditation, the people that I want to see, my main projects. I don't have to work all day long because I've got a dynamite schedule. And today I want to share with you some of the tricks that I think are going to really make a difference. So first of all, if you've got a pen and paper, I'd like you to write down what is worth keeping a schedule for. Is it your family? Is it your career? What is that one thing that is really worth motivating, and it's really worth keeping a schedule? Speaking of keeping a schedule, we're keeping on time. So write that down, right? I want you to think about that. What is worth scheduling your time? All right. And then what I want you to do right now is commit to doing what I'm about to show you once a week for 1 hour. All right. I'm about to give you an incredible exercise that you can do once a week for 1 hour. Right? But you've got to schedule it. And so what I'm actually beginning to ask you to do is to schedule your schedule. I'm asking you to commit to spend 1 hour a week doing nothing more than scheduling your schedule. And this process I'm going to share with you right now is what's going to help you. And in fact, Anthony, what I'll do is I'll share this with you, and you can drop this as a document in here if we can. Let's share the screen here. Okay, great. Okay, great. Excellent. Let me see here. And it's asking me for permission. There we go. Can everybody see my screen right now? Can you guys see my screen? Yay or nay?
The screen didn't come in yet.
Oh, it's all right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you an idea of how this works, okay? Because my it's not going to allow me to. Chrome is going to complain. All right, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to start off and you're going to create an agenda, okay? And on your agenda, I want you to put all of your goals. Now, start off with that one main goal. Maybe that's to have an incredible life with your family. Maybe that's to lose 20 pounds. Whatever that looks like, create an agenda and start off with the top item as your goal, okay? And then what I want you to do is I want you to go through and consider everything that you're committed to, your health, right? Your lifestyle, your relationship with your significant other, and just kind of write out what optimal looks like. What do you actually need, right? And so for example, for me, one of my goals may be to lose, let's use losing weight because a lot of people can relate to losing weight. We've got the COVID-15 now, right, guys? The COVID-15, everybody knows what I'm talking about. All right, so let's just say we want to lose 10 pounds, all right? So we've got 10 pounds on our agenda, and I want to spend an hour once a week with my wife in meditation. And I also want to do half an hour, let's just say meditation every day, and I'm going to exercise 3 to 4 times a week. So I'm going to put down exercise too. Now we help you customize this kind of a thing. But so you've got all these line items here, all right? You don't even need to see what that is. You just got to know that this is line items. And what you're going to do is you're going to sit down with that agenda. You're going to take a piece of paper and you're going to get everything that's inside of your head out on that piece of paper. When you go to schedule your schedule, you're going to get everything out on a piece of paper. Write it out. Just get it out. We call it the mind dump. Just literally pour out the contents of your head on a piece of paper, any of your to-dos. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fall into a meditation. You're going to sit down, clear out your mind, just become present. Allow yourself to just be. Meditation is simple. It's the art of relaxing. And so you're there as you relax. Then what you're going to do is you're going to start feeling grateful, right? Now, this is an executive functioning meditation for you guys today. You're going to feel grateful. Then you're going to ask yourself, what is it that I really want to accomplish? What am I really committed to? And feel grateful for being in the process of fulfilling on it. That goal is something you can do, especially when you're in communication with the people that are on this call today, right? These guys are professionals at helping you reach your goals. So the best thing you could do is write that goal down and speak to one of them, right? So what you do is you're creating that gratitude and you're infusing it with this question, with this vision. And now all of a sudden you're giving your brain some navigation to do. And that's why we call this exercise navigation calibration. All right. So as you continue to do this, what you're going to want to do. So now that you've kind of geared yourself up, you get done, you're feeling grateful. You go back to your list. If you have stuff to do, you can prioritize it and then leave it. So it's prioritized. And then you're going to go through your agenda and you're going to ditch and switch. What worked last week? What do I need to do this week? And you literally schedule everything out. Now, a lot of people say, well, why schedule everything out? Like that seems a little suffocating. Well, I promise you that it's not. We call it a structure for freedom. You actually have the opportunity to be free because when you've considered things like your hydration, drinking half your body weight in ounces of water a day, right? Nutrition, eating right for your unique hormonal needs, hydration, nutrition, sleep, getting 8 to 9 hours of sleep today, 7.5 to 9 hours of sleep every night, right? Hydration, nutrition, sleep, thoughts, your meditation program, hydration, nutrition, sleep, thoughts, breathing, making sure you're breathing diaphragmatically, pumping fresh blood around your organ system. Hydration, nutrition, sleep, thoughts, breathing, exercise. Should be exercising every day. Have a trainer. Hydration, nutrition, sleep, thoughts, breathing, exercise, and hygiene. Having a relationship with your body, making sure that you go to see your doctors when the time is right, making sure you're checking in, your teeth are clean. But when you look in the mirror, you feel good. That's good hygiene, feeling good about yourself. Hydration, nutrition, sleep, thoughts, breathing, exercise, and hygiene. Those are the 7 essential lifestyle habits that we like to teach. If you've got all that on your agenda and you've got your schedule and your mission and you've thought about your core values and you schedule that every week, there's 2 things that are going to happen. The first thing is at first you're going to be really conflicted because you're going to realize you've only got 24 hours in a day. But Napoleon only had 24 hours in a day too, right? So the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to say, well, I've obviously overcommitted myself. And you're going to need to prioritize. And that's okay. You'll get freedom in that. Just continue with the process. Make the commitment to do this for the next 6 weeks at least. At least I do it every week and I've been teaching it and doing it for years. It's freedom. And the next thing that's going to happen is you're going to show up powerfully for your life and you can just move things where they need to be and your life becomes on autopilot. So take the information. Again, it isn't going to happen unless it takes action. Unless you take action. We've got 7 essential lifestyle habits that we've kind of tied up here that you could consider. You can't outsource those things, guys, right? And they're so easy. A dog's doing it. Your dog is hydration, nutrition, sleep, thoughts, breathing, exercise, and hygiene. These are essential lifestyle habits, right? So if you do that and you sit down once a week, every time you dial that process in, you're not going to get it right at first, but you could show your calendar to people, like the people that are on this call. You could get the input that you need to dial in this process. If you're willing to make that commitment, I promise you that your life is going to have a massive transformation. I promise you that your mindset is not, you're going to be ditching and switching. Just focus on what's essential. If you need free time, schedule free time. So ditch and switch what doesn't work. Focus on what's essential. And what I guess is that it isn't going to happen unless you guys take action. And our theme of tonight is taking action, right? So let's throw our hat over the fence. You're not going to know how. And make it happen, right? How's that for everybody there? How am I doing, Anthony?
Wow. We when we're putting this together, we don't know what exactly. We have an idea of the message that's going to come out, but when we deliver it, it was phenomenal. I think that you brought on some amazing points, about just taking action, creating an agenda, manifesting that day, facing what we're conflicted with and showing up. When the going gets tough, what are you going to do, right? Look at the laws of average, or the laws of cause and effect, right? It's a numbers game, and sometimes what we put into the world we get, and that idea of going from proactive to reactive, guys, is real. So I'm going to be bringing back some of the speakers now, and I just wanted to just say that, wow, guys, what do you all think about today's session?
It was beautiful.
I think it was amazing.
I learned how much you guys are amazing, and we formed Voltron as one. You know Voltron?
Right? We just put the band together.
Yes. Yeah.
We fit.
Yeah.
Well, you guys heard it here first. You know, I'm too excited. What can I say? You know, before I let everybody go, I want to lower this down and I want to get everybody's final thoughts. And, we'll kind of go in that speaker rotation. So, Dr. Alex, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are live an empowered life.
Awesome. Shane?
All right. My final thought is find your why. Make it happy.
Dr. Yasmin?
Yeah. Along with those two, find your purpose and don't stop till you get there.
Don't stop. Michael, final thoughts?
It isn't going to happen unless you take action.
Here, at the Roundtable Remedies, it's really created to inspire, connect, and educate. And we want to bring real people, talk about real problems, and we want to provide real remedies. So I have a quote of the night, and I always like to end with a quote, and it's by Napoleon Hill, and it says, "The starting point of all achievement is desire." So guys, if today didn't motivate you to take action or make a change or do something different, I know that it's getting late tonight, but your goals don't stop. And, why sleep if you can't dream?
Right.
So I want to say thank you so much. And in closing, we're going to just dance on out.
Who's in charge, Anthony?
I love your dance moves.
Have a great night, everybody.
Everybody goes. Make sure that you're liking, commenting, sharing.
Thank you, guys.
Email to qualify you for our consultations. And go in grace, go in peace. What a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Happy.